Today's story comes from an anonymous Quora user from India who describes a curious event that happened to his neighbour Mishra, a railway guard in India. His job consisted of travelling all around India on both freight and passenger trains. One night, while riding on a freight train somewhere near Siliguri, the unnerving event took place. The train he worked on was somewhere between 500 to 600 metres in length, with only 6 or 7 men on duty, with the guard cabin located at the back of the train. It was approximately 2 a.m. when a signal issue caused the train to stop in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by the night sky above and the dark forest held back by the lonely train tracks. Mishra was discussing the situation with the locomotive pilot on his two-way when suddenly a woman appeared on the tracks. Her clothes shining white, she seemed to be in her mid-30s, or perhaps older. Approaching Mishra, the strange woman asked him for a lift on the train to the next station. Mishra already sensed that something wasn't right and asked the woman what she was doing out here in the middle of the forest. She merely replied that her husband had left her there. While she stood there on the tracks, trying to convince Mishra to let her ride on the train, the signal issue was resolved and the train began to move. The initial movement of the train was slow, and the woman proceeded to follow, which wasn't strange in itself, but as soon as the momentum of the train increased, so did the speed of this lonely female. As the train reached its full speed, the woman kept running along the track, impossibly matching the speed of the train. The anonymous source does not say how long the female apparition pursued the train for, but the sight of it overwhelmed Mishra to the point that this veteran guard collapsed, perhaps from fear. After the train reached the next station, Mishra was taken directly to the hospital. I can only assume the woman hadn't followed the train as far as the station. Who was the strange woman in the woods that night? Why did she insist on boarding the train? She may simply have been a lost person seeking help, but how can we explain her unlikely ability of keeping up with the train on foot, no less in the dead of night across hazardous train tracks? What awful circumstances had led to her own husband abandoning her in the middle of the forest? Had she been a victim of some horrible domestic crime? And what was the hold she had over the seasoned guard to make him pass out and need medical treatment? As strange as it may seem, I have heard a similar account here in New Zealand, where a man was pursued in the dead of night by a ghostly figure as it chased his car at relentless speed. Has anything like this ever happened to you? Are these incidents isolated or more common than we might think? Please share your thoughts in the comments below, and please share your own story by following the link in the description. And until next time, stay away from trains.